Jay Marantatu. Hello and welcome to Celtic Roots Radio, coming to you today from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Celtic, folk, folk rock, Appalachian, bluegrass, Scottish, Irish, Breton, Cajun. If it's Celtic or roots music you like, you'll find it here on Celtic Roots Radio. Well, did you think you had the wrong show for a few seconds there? That was a mad bit of piping and drumming from the Barbarian pipe band. A bunch of guys and a girl from Italy. The guys all wear kilts with bare chests, and between them they play 3 sets of pipes and 3 drums. Queer crack, eh? Here we are again with another Celtic Roots Radio show. The wee show with big ambitions. This is show number 7, and we've got some cracker music for you to listen to. The show is being heard all over the world. The latest countries include France, Netherlands, Macedonia to the north of Greece, South Korea, Singapore and Mexico. 30 countries now altogether. And we have someone listening away up there in Nunavut in the very north of Canada. Welcome. And the big news is we now have our very own brand new, all singing, all dancing, 24/7 Celtic Roots Radio station. We've just set up a complete new station on the Live 365 network. You'll find the station at live365.com/stations/Celtic Roots Radio. Right, more great music now from a Tennessee man, Rudy Barrett, and a bluegrass tune called Whoa, Mule, Whoa. We've had a right lot of emails recently too. The first two are about sending in music for us to play on the show, and now on the station playlist as well. Richard Gilpin in County Donegal here in Ireland says, "Great to see the new site for the radio show. Have you got my albums? Hope all's well with you. Best wishes." Jesse Ferguson from Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, asked me about submitting songs for the Celtic Roots Radio podcast. Greetings from Canada. This is Jesse Ferguson, a New Brunswick Celtic musician and subscriber to your excellent podcast. Thank you, Jesse. I'm interested in submitting some of my music for use on the podcast, but I couldn't find any instructions on your website. Would you please give me details? Right, Jesse, and thanks for your kind comments. The plan is this. We've created an opportunity on sonicbids.com for Celtic and Roots artists to submit their music, not only for inclusion on this show, but on the playlist of our brand new 24/7 internet station, in the Thursday evening Celtic Roots section on Celebrate Radio, and also on our Celtic Roots compilation CD, which will include about 20 great tracks and will be sent out to hundreds of radio stations, magazines and websites around the world who play Celtic and Roots music. So keep checking out the website. We'll have the information very soon, just waiting on it to come through from sonicbids.com. And please send us in your songs then. Gail and Greg Smith emailed from Hawaii in the USA. Aloha, Raymond. Found your podcast on iTunes and it is great. We are planning a trip to Ireland next year and can't wait to hear the music and see the country. Keep playing the great Celtic-influenced music from around the world and from Ireland. I really love the fact you note the song titles and artists in the info section. We love your little stories too. Aloha, Gail and Greg. You see? Great to hear from you in Hawaii, Gail and Greg. You can find even more info on our website, links to albums and band websites, etc. CelticRootsRadio.com. And Greg emailed back again to say, Hawaii has nothing like this, bro. Aloha from Big Island to your island. Thank you, Greg. Peter Googans from South Portland, Maine in the USA wrote to me via Facebook. I feel like a fool asking this, but the first word you say when you start your podcast, what does that mean? Keep up the great work on the podcast. Well, never be afraid to ask what might seem like a stupid question, Peter. I bet you there are many other people out there wanting the same thing. I start the show off with Kajay Maratatu, which is simply Ulster Gaelic for hello. Literally it means, how are you? And in Connacht or Munster Gaelic they would say, Conas a tattoo instead. I end the show with Slán agus Banajia, bye and God bless in Irish. Never say don't learn anything in this show, eh? Tomas Kennedy emailed me from Dublin, here in Ireland. Ober Mike, wonderful. Great work, Raymond. I love what you're doing. Beer Bua. Well, Ober Mike means very good, but I'm not quite sure what Beer Bua. Send me a translation, Tomas, and thanks. And lastly, Peter from Chicago, Illinois says, just got an iPod for my birthday and heard your show for the first time. It's great and keeps my mind occupied and amused while doing such monumental tasks as painting, fixing up the house and cleaning the garbage. I'd love to hear more of that type of music on your show. And what's the best way for me to support you? And the best way to support me and the show, tell all your friends, email your friends, let them know about the show, let them know about the station. There's a button on the main website, CelticRootsRadio.com. If you want to send us a few dollars, it's costing us more and more actually every podcast. So it would be appreciated. Thank you. Now we have a band called Paisley Close with a ballad about a woman who has a very strange way of proving her partner's love for her. Sovay.
Sovay, Sovay, on a day. She's dressed herself in man's array, with a sword and pistol by her side, to meet her true love, to meet her true love, oh, it did right. As she went riding o'er the plains, she spied her true love and bid him stand. Your gold and silver coin, sir, she said, or else this moment your life I'll have. And when she dropped him off the store, she said good sir, there's one thing more. A golden ring, which I know you have. Deliver it, yes, we like to see. That golden ring, a token is. My life I'll lose, the ring I'll save. Being tender-hearted, just like a dove. She rode away from her true love.
Last time I was telling you a few wee phrases from Belfast, or Belfast as we sometimes say here. Now I have a confession to make. I'm not originally from Belfast, although I've both lived and worked in the city for several years. My wife, however, was born and reared in Belfast, although she keeps arguing with me about pronunciations and so forth. I was born in County Down, so I'm definitely on solid ground there. If solid ground is appropriate for a part of the country, it's full of lakes. There's a word that we County Down people, and even on into Armagh and Monaghan too, find very hard to say, and that's car. To us, it's a car. As I said before, we drive cars, we walk on carpets, we keep cats as pets, and out in the country, we rear a wean of cattle for a living now by. That word wean comes from keeping pigs. A sow has a litter of 10 or 12 weans, and when they're old enough, you wean them from the moor, and so you have a wean of pigs. That phrase then gets transferred to other animals and objects as well, so really it just means a group of something. The word rear is just our way of saying rear. You tear down the road and you rear animals. You don't tear down the road, do you? We'll come back to that in a minute. First we're going to hear a few tunes from Croatia, The Slip with Jizaique, The Dub Reel and Joe Cool.
the summertime is coming, and the trees are a-bloomin', and the wild mountain thyme grows around the bloomin' heather. Will ye go, lassie, will you go? My love a bower by yon clear and crystal fountain, and all around the bower pile flowers from the mountain. Will ye go, lassie, will you go? And we'll all go together to poor wild mountain thyme, all around the bloomin' heather. Will ye go, lassie, will you go? My true love, she won't have me, I will surely find another to poor wild mountain thyme, all around the bloomin' heather. Will ye go, lassie, will you go? And we'll all go together to poor wild mountain thyme, all around the bloomin' heather. Will ye go, lassie, will you go? Oh, the summertime is comin', and the trees are a-bloomin', and the wild mountain thyme grows around the bloomin' heather. Will ye go, lassie, will you go? And we'll all go together to poor wild mountain thyme, all around the bloomin' heather. Will ye go, lassie, will you go? And we'll all go together to poor wild mountain thyme, all around the bloomin' heather. Will ye go, lassie, will you go?
Lovely song. That was the Brobdingnagian Bards with Wild Mountain Thyme. Mark Gunn on autoharp there, who hosts the Irish and Celtic music show, now playing twice a day on our Celtic Roots Radio station. Well, we were talking about County Down, where we do strange things like hagging away on sticks to light the fire and get a wee bit of hate into us. We might also have a bit of a wind instead of wind. We tend to say boy a lot in County Down, only we pronounce it bye. I believe they talk like that in Newfoundland too. You right there, bye? We'll get ourselves read up and get where tea into is, and then we'll get into the car and go to see a film. If you can't understand a word of that, you'd better email me. Where is just another way of saying R, and film is our way of saying movie. Well, we're going to finish this show in the Scottish Hebrides with a song from Jonathan Day, aided by the voice of Joanne Hogg, called Callanish. Slan.
A ring of stones where the grey, unimaginably old stair across the sound. Was the rain driving hard, or the clouds boiling white when this place was found? Callanish, 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 Callanish. Did these people reverence the white-tailed eagles that we've driven from this land? Or did they bury carved bones, graven images of gods in the white sand? Callanish, he came to save the ones who worshipped at these stones. Callanish, or did they simply stand and wonder who we are and why we're standing by the stones, staring at the sea, distant from our homes and the noise of men. These mariners of old left a message for me, that God is more than all we do or see. However much of him we may see, he is more than all we do or see. Callanish, 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 oh Callanish, 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 Callanish.
Well, that's all we have time for on this show. Remember, you can find out more information about the artists and songs played on the show on our website at CelticRootsRadio.com. And if you're an independent artist and you'd like to hear your music played on this show, again, you'll find details on our website. That's CelticRootsRadio.com. Tune in again next week to Celtic Roots Radio. I'm Raymond McCullough, coming to you from Ireland. Slán agus Banjo.